Have you ever wondered what it really takes to build an empire? You might think it starts with a great battle or a huge army, but sometimes it starts with an insult. We're about to dive into this incredible moment in history where a single act of defiance in a royal court set the stage for one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen. This is the story of a vow that literally changed everything, a promise born from pure humiliation. But what on earth could push a famous scholar, a man of intellect, to swear an oath of complete and total annihilation? Okay, to really get what's going on, you have to picture two completely different battles happening at the exact same time in the powerful kingdom of Magad. In one corner, you've got a war of ideas and philosophies, and in the other, a battle of just brute force. The crazy part? Neither side even knows the other exists, at least not yet. So, inside the palace, this brilliant scholar named Chanakya, all the way from the legendary University of Takshashila, shows up. Now, he's not there for money or for power. He has come to deliver a warning that's going to challenge the very foundation of the king's entire rule. And get this, at that exact same moment, down on the streets below, a charismatic young guy named Chandragupta is fighting a totally different kind of battle, protecting regular people with his own two hands. Two men, both fighting for the same people, are about to have their destinies completely collide. So the conflict doesn't kick off with swords, but with a question. A really simple but deep question that's about to expose this massive gap between the scholar and the kin, and it strikes right at the heart of what it means to be a leader. The king, Dhananand, is super arrogant, and he's just trying to mock this visiting scholar. So he asks Chanakya to define what it really means to be a king. He's expecting some simple, maybe flattering answer. What he gets instead is a revolution. And right here, you see the core of the problem laid out perfectly. Two completely opposite ideas about how to rule. On one side, you have the idea of a king as a servant of the people, and on the other, a king who truly believes he's their master. It's a timeless debate, right? Is leadership about serving others, or is it about pure domination? For Chanakya, it's pretty simple. A king's right to rule comes directly from the people. He calls it the soil. A king is their creation, their voice, and his number one job is to stay connected to them and take care of them. You know, people just like the ones Chandragupta is defending at this very moment. But for King Dhananand and his court, no way. The king is supreme. He's basically a god on earth, and the people owe him everything. The state is his personal property, and the people's only job is to keep him happy. It's a philosophy of absolute, unquestionable power. So while this big debate is raging in the palace, Chandragupta is out there effortlessly taking down these bullies who are harassing citizens. He's proving himself to be a true champion for the common folk, the very people Chanakya believes a real king is supposed to serve. He's basically Chanakya's philosophy brought to life. This huge disagreement about what a king should be is about to get even bigger. The debate is about to shift from what it means to lead people to what it means to unite them into a single, powerful nation. So Chanakya lays out his real reason for being there. He warns them that there's this foreign threat, led by Alexander the Great's general, Seleucus, and he's just rolling through kingdoms one by one. The only way to stop him, he argues, is a unified nation, a concept he calls Bharat. And what does Dhananand do? He brutally mocks the idea. He just laughs it off, saying that a land with so many different languages and religions and traditions could never, ever be united. To him, it's just a silly dream. And their disagreement just goes deeper. For Chanakya, real unity is found in diversity. You know, like how sunlight is made of 7 colors, or a beautiful song is made from many different notes. For Dhananand, unity comes from just one thing, the power of money to control absolutely everyone and everything. But then, the argument takes a really sinister turn. Dhananand, feeling cornered by Chanakya's wisdom, reveals the dark, cynical truth hiding behind all his power. So here's the bombshell. Dhananand openly admits that he betrayed another Indian king, Peru. He basically sacrificed him to the Greek invaders just to protect his own kingdom and, more importantly, his own wealth. To him, betrayal is just another tool of politics. Chanakya is absolutely horrified by this confession of treason against his own countrymen, and he calls out the king for his narrow, selfish mindset. And for speaking truth to power, well, the intellectual debate is over. It turns into a brutal, personal attack. So, since he lost the debate, Dhananand resorts to pure cruelty. He targets Chanakya's shikha, that small sacred lock of hair that scholars wore. And this isn't just about hair. It's a symbol of his wisdom, his identity, his honor. Attacking it is like attacking the man's very soul. In front of the entire court, the king's guards grab Chanakya. They forcibly untie his hair, a huge public humiliation designed to just shatter his spirit and make it clear that in Magad, knowledge means nothing compared to the king's power. But see, this ultimate act of degradation, it doesn't break Chanakya. It doesn't silence him. It forges him. In this moment of total humiliation, a scholar is turned into an instrument of revolution. He gets up and delivers this chilling warning. He tells Dhananand that the very thing he hates, the common man, the particle of soil, is going to be the source of his downfall. The powerless, he says, can become an unbreakable rock.
And then, with his hair undone as a symbol of his broken dignity and his new unstoppable purpose, Chanakya makes this three-part vow that will echo through history. It's a promise of destruction, restoration, and absolute unwavering resolve.
You have to understand, his vow isn't just about personal revenge. It's about finishing the mission he started. He's going to destroy this corrupt king so he can install a true king in his place, one who, as he says, rises from the soil and is built by the people. He's vowing to find someone exactly like Chandragupta. So this moment, it marks the end of an argument, but it's the beginning of a revolution. It's the death sentence for the Nanda dynasty and the birth of the Mauryan Empire, and it leaves us with this one incredible question. How in the world does a humiliated scholar with nothing but a vow and a young fighter with nothing but his courage actually manage to build an entire empire from the ashes?